How's it going? I spent my afternoon painting a Mardi Gras float. I'm gonna be riding in a Mardi Gras float for the first time. It's pretty exciting stuff. Let's play d4. I've been trying some new openings. Of course, b6 kind of didn't leave me much of a choice. These are always fun. All right, he's playing in a positional way. I'm gonna play knight f3. Okay, maybe he's not playing in a positional way. I'm gonna leave a lot of holes on the dark squares. I'm gonna do what I can to take advantage of that. He doesn't really have any way of attacking this knight to get the coverage of d4 going, so I can take my time. Um, he can play normal developing moves, so like we can both play normal developing moves. I'm gonna get the more I call it the Morphe setup, the two bishops behind like this. Usually the queen stays at d8, so why not put a rook there? I want to play this, and if he allows that break, all the better. And I'm not gonna play knight to c3 because I want to leave open the option of c3. Pawn to c3, so really what I want to do is transfer the knight via f1 to g3. And he's playing one of these hippopotamus openings, which I don't see how anyone can find this fun to play, but here we are. So because he didn't play knight c6, I don't have to play c3, so I can go ahead and push for a bigger center. Of course, if he pushes c5, I'm just going to play d5. Now he has the option of closing it, and if he does, I know I'm talking fast, sorry. Now I'm going to try and prevent him from castling by playing this. Okay. I think I'm fine here. I want to prevent f5. He's playing a long castle. And he might even just tuck the king right here, which would be funny. Let's reposition the rook. Get a queen side push here. We can push up, and if he pushes, I'll just push. Or I could just play this way. Grab the A file. He needs a piece here. I think I want to just take, right? Go here first. Now he can play f5 because of the push if I take. So that would be a little tricky if he'd do that. So if he plays f5, I'm probably just gonna play bishop back. All right. And now I'm gonna get pressure on this pawn. One second, guys. Right, sorry about that. Now I have the option of closing up the position here. But I could just take the bishop. It's so funny how I don't think about things like that. You just pass it right up. Um, we'll play a ready game, sure. So I've been playing French and Caro Kann setups. I'm trying to get away from double king pawn openings, even though I love them. I never really understood the Caro Kann. I have friends who play it. It is not a bad opening by any means. In fact, I think it's a pretty good opening. Fellow French player, great. I'll play the French next. Um, I like the French. I play a B3 French called the Papa Gambit, named after National Master Mike Papa. Levy plays it in some of his streams. And now, if queen b3, there's the natural queen c7 attacking h7 and defending b7 pawn. Like I said, I'll play the French next. French is, to me, a very good defense. Yeah, so check out some of my other streams. I'm on YouTube as Schizo985. I actually have a video. Um, it's called the Primer, a Papa Gambit Primer, and it talks about that specific opening a good bit. Definitely worth a watch if you've never heard of it. Now, here I kind of want to, part of me wants to set a little, I wouldn't call it a trap, just more of a positional trap. I want to give up this pawn, basically, to open the file toward the king. Let's do it. So if he comes in here, I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to play queen e7. Sorry, queen e7. Castle queenside. And this is good too. This is all fine. So it looks like I'm going to be giving up knight for bishop. I just had to figure out which one I want to give up. So in other words, I could, after f3 or h3, I could take here. But at h3, I think that would probably be bad for me. We can figure it out. Let's play queen e7. We have time to figure it out. Now what he's calculating right now is if he can play this. And he might be able to. Might be a move. But I could just take with bishop, and after bishop takes, castle queenside. Buy myself a little time. Because I'm going to end up having to trade off one of these bishops for this knight anyway. Because I kind of got my bishop trapped on this side of the board. This is obviously not a book Caro-Kann. He made an early trade, and then I didn't know what I was doing from there. So, yeah, so I want to say there was one of the world champions played it. Alekhine, maybe? Or, no, Reddy. So it wasn't, he wasn't a world champion. It was Richard Reddy had played it. It was called the Reddy Gambit long ago, but Reddy didn't really analyze it a lot. Mike Papa from Thibodaux, Louisiana. Yeah, the Reddy Gambit. Mike Papa from Thibodaux, Louisiana did the majority of the analysis on it. And he invented the move 5G4, which is what I play in it, which is characteristic of those positions. All right, so here I was pretty sure I wanted to trade off this bishop, and I think that's still the case. So what I mean by that is to play this way, knight takes, and then if queen g5, I'll play knight back to f6 and give up this pawn to get the rook onto the diagonal. But it won't be as effective without my light square bishop able to attack this pawn. But I still want to go forward with it. So I've gotten him to play the weakening move f3 while I still have a dark squared bishop. And that's the important part. So there may be tactics surrounding d4. It's always a possibility. And if he doesn't play into the line I was talking about, and he plays something like this, I'll just castle queen. So, okay, this is what I was talking about. Let's play here. Give up this pawn. The only thing I have to be careful about, so after giving up this pawn, rook g8, queen h6, and then he could come in here if I let him, if I give him enough time to do it. So I have to find a way to stop that. Okay, here he doesn't really have a threat here, so I'm going to just castle. Now if queen takes, now if queen takes, I'm going to play h5, threatening to trap the queen. Yeah, so the Reddy Gambit, I think the way Reddy played it would be e4, e6, b3, d5, bishop b2, pawn takes, knight c3, knight f6, queen e2 would be the ready gambit. And that's the computer suggested move. But Mike Papa theorized something totally different with g4 in that spot. Let's see if he falls for this. I'm going to play h6. If he takes this pawn, his queen's trapped. Let's see what he does there. Okay, he knew. He knew better. How can I get this? How can I get the bishop there? I think it starts with queen c7. Threatening this pawn, so it buys me a tempo. And now this pawn is hanging once I move this knight. I might, after he defends, I hope he plays g3. That would weaken his position even more. I don't have an immediate way in. I don't have a kill shot, so like bishop takes g3 isn't viable there. It would just be a perpetual. Oh man, this position's so juicy. I want to just break it open. I feel like everything in my position is safer. Let's do it. Go this way. And now I'm going to take back with the bishop because the knight has to guard a7. Here maybe? Yeah, let's do it. What do I do here? I think I just capture. Yeah, he moved. All right. Capture first. And now I need to make a threat. Let's do this. After takes. He can take here. I can even give up a rook, but I don't want to. If he plays bishop check, I'll just block with the knight. But if he plays queen check first, that's the okay. Block with the knight. Queen check now. This is forced. I was hoping I didn't have to do that, but I didn't play this perfectly. It's okay though. I think I still have an advantage, just because of all the holes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have holes around my king too. Hmm. No. Let's do this. Bishop here, right? If bishop there, I think I play this. No, if bishop there, I see now. Yeah, here. Oh, rook trap. Never mind. Bad move. All right, I got trapped. Is there a way out? I don't think so. No. Okay, I played the tactics bad on that one. We'll start over. Play a new one. I'll give him another game, and I'll play the French if I get another game as black. You didn't give me a rematch. Let's see. So here I'm still better. Engine has -1.5 to 1. It's a complex position. So this was bad. So the engine's recommended I jump in here with the knight, which, I mean, of course, holds around the king. So giving up a7 was the mistake. And I still had a chance here if I just capture and d4. Okay, makes sense. Let's play another one. Let's see. Let's not wait on one. Play 5-3. All right. They didn't want to play it. I don't blame them. Fear the French, right? Oh, hey Jude, how's it going, man? Yeah, going pretty well. Playing some I gotta get a which like an avatar. Still trying to figure all that out. I'm pretty new to Twitch and streaming in general. So he's making a lot of holes on the light squares here. So what I really want to do is try to trade this this light square bishop off for a knight. It would help my position tremendously. And I want to keep my light squared bishop on the board. I know it's not difficult. I just haven't done it. Don't rub it in. That's good. Good that you're doing all right. Yeah, at least I figured out OBS, right? All right. So whenever I have these kind of positions, I usually don't mind playing f6 to play e5. You end up with an isolated pawn, though. Let's play queen here just to introduce some tactics. All right. This way. I want to bring the bishop to c6. Hmm. Yeah, let's try and trade off light squared bishops. My dark squared bishop is better than his. And his light squared bishop's better than mine. So let's try and trade off my bad piece for his good piece. That's okay. We will take it. Yeah, I'm going here either way, right? Bring the rook to a half open file. Now here, neither side has a ton of play. He might start getting stupid with these pawns. Always a possibility. I'm going to keep my queen here to keep an eye on that. Let's bring the rook over this way. Alright, he's threatening to push those pawns like I thought. So we're just going to threaten to take the knight. We can't threaten this yet. We have to move the bishop first to protect this pawn, but I want to do that too. Actually, I could just play knight f8 next to play this. That's what I'll do. Knight f8. That way, if he has any ideas of coming in here, I'll just push. And this guards h7. So the idea of checkmate doesn't work. All right, let's get him out of here. Knight goes here. Bishop back. Bishop here, is that what he's going to do? I hope he lets me get this in first. So knight f5, even though this is a bad bishop with all the pawns on the dark squares, I'm still um, inclined to trade a knight for this bishop. Because the bishop isn't that bad. As soon as this pawn moves, it becomes a perfectly fine bishop. And really, the idea here wasn't even so much to threaten the bishop, it's to pivot to this square. And now he can't prevent it other than to play this, which loses this pawn. And if something like this is played, I can always play this. I wonder if he's just planning to give up the exchange. Probably so, huh? Let's see. I'll let him. I will let him. And then take this pawn. I'm playing very fast today. I need to take my time more. Like that last game, I could have won. It looked like I had advantage late in the game that I could have taken advantage of. What do I want to do here? This is obviously a strong outpost. Part of me wants to reinforce it with this, but then he gets his knights in here, which is... I can play this as soon as one of the knights gets off of this square. Because if they... For example, if this knight moves here, I can play this. Because if knight comes in, I can take with the bishop, and then that's not an outpost anymore because a pawn's on it. So that's what I want to do. Let's do this. And that's what I was talking about. So he can come in here, and I just take. And I'm totally fine with that. And now, if he takes this knight, I'll have a passed pawn. And now, because this pawn fills up this file, I don't have to guard this square with the knight anymore. I can move this knight out, which is what I wanted all along. So, good stuff. I think that trade was a positional win for me. And I don't think he can take here because his bishop's still bad. And, okay, I will take it. And I'm going to move to this file. And I'll even trade off majors because his bishop is still bad. Block with the rook. Taking advantage of the pin. Guarding this square, there is no way for the queen to check me. He can't even check me. Can't come here because the bishop can't help. It's dark squared bishop. So he can't check here. He can't check here because the knight guards it. And he can't check anywhere around here. So my queen is free to do what she does best. Gobble pawns. Funny part here, like if he starts to push, I can just play g6 because the knight guards that square too. That'd be a pretty crazy. Okay, he saw it. Yeah. So I just take that way and then come right back. Yep, does absolutely nothing. No threat. You don't fool me, Moose Holt. Good game. All right. Let's see if we can get a French going. Somebody's going to play e4. Thank you, sir. All right, I've committed to playing d4 now. I'm so used to pulling e4 on everybody. Let's see what they play. Oh, good old Budapest. I don't see this one too often. Now I like to really mess with Budapest players and play Queen d5. Most of them haven't seen. I mean, it's not a objectively good move, but they don't see it a whole lot. Queen e7 is the move here. You see he's taking a minute. He doesn't see this move too often. Like I said, it's not an objectively good move. If knight b4, then the move is queen e4. From here, I just develop. If knight takes, I just take back. You can't hold on to the pawn. That's the thing with this opening. Okay. I think I'm doing this right. If f5, I think I just take. I think. He's trying to find a way to get in here. And he might find a way to get. I might give up the rook. I'm more concerned with the king not being able to castle than I am with losing the rook. Losing the rook doesn't bother me that much. All right, this is what I was talking about. Let's see if they're like, say I take here. Let's calculate. Pawn takes, queen takes, pawn takes. Then what? Knight c2 check, king d2. Does he have any checks? Can't get to this file. Man, that's a complicated. See, that's the kind of move that in a long game I'd play it, but I do not have the time, or not that I'd play it, but I think about it. So now my immediate options are queen takes f5 and queen to b1. Those are the moves I must consider right now. And if queen takes f5, probably d5 is coming, to which I respond. Seems like queen b1, I would respond. Yeah, let's do it. I don't love it, but if he moves, say, rook f8 here, I think I just take the knight. All right, since he didn't play d5, since he played d6, I think I just come back here. Yeah. Castles, maybe? castles, and I'm running into problems with bishop f5. Okay. And now if queen takes, I can take back. Yeah, I can take back and just move my king over. And that should be fine here. He'll castle and bring the rook over. But I think I have time to get out. So like rook d8 here, and I just play bishop d2. And after he moves a knight, I'll move into c2. That's the plan anyway. You know what they say about plans. Or I know what I say about plans. I wonder what he's thinking about. Oh, he's thinking whether he should. I see. Because after this, I didn't even realize this pawn is undefended. So he's really thinking right now about how to win this pawn. But I don't really think he can. Could play something like bishop. There might be some tactics here with like bishop g4, pawn up, and then rook takes f3. Because after pawn takes, bishop takes with check, hitting on king and rook. That's a lot of arrows. A lot of arrows. I can draw arrows with the best of them. All right, so now he is definitely threatening this. That is a real threat that I have to answer. So I will do that. Now if rook over, king c2 is fine because bishop f5 is met with pawn e4, even though that leaves a pawn behind. And I am up a pawn. And that is significant. It's not winning or anything, but it's significant. I want to go here. This looks good. There's a trap too. Let's see. Let's see what he does. He has to come here. If okay, or I could do that. True. So if here c5 traps the bishop. It looks like he's gonna try and give up the piece for 2 pawns, and that's fine. Um, bishop a5, b4, and then bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes with check. I mean, whatever. It's not a okay. Never mind. He just gives up the piece. That's also fine, I guess. I could. Okay, I need to take because the knight was defending. Take back. Good move. Go here first. Okay. And now he has done a good job of stunting my development. I don't know that it's worth a piece. Piece is a steep price to pay to stunt development. Let's go here first, just to deny the knight. There's nowhere he can go with the rook that I can see. If he can't come here because of the bishop check. So he might move the king to h8 with the intention of bringing his rook to d1. And again, I played b4 to keep his knight off of a5. His knight can't come into the camp now. All of these squares are either guarded by pawns or their pawns on it. Yeah, king h8 as expected. This would be somewhat problematic. So I have to think about how I want to meet this. It's trickier than it looks because, like, say I don't know, say I play rook g1, rook d1, and then say I play bishop b2, well then he just pops the rook back to here, and now he has doubled rooks. So it's not as easy as it looks. It's not as easy to deal with as it looks. It's actually a little problematic. If this square was guarded, I wouldn't have any problems, but it's not. So I may just have to give up this pawn, as much as I hate to do it. Yeah, it looks like that's what has to be done. I don't like it. But with my time advantage and with an extra piece, I should be okay. Now he's going to pivot to this square. I don't know if that was any good after this. I feel like I just play here, maybe. He's running out of time, though, whatever he's going to play. All right, let's take that opportunity to get onto the F file. Make sure he doesn't have it. I think I want to go here. Attack this pawn. Okay. So this pawn is dynamically guarded now, as we say. Let's go here. After this, yep, I'm okay with this. I'll just give up the bishop. Takes with rook. Go this way. Is that a threat? Are you threatening me? This is good, actually. I guess no, I don't want to give him a perpetual. I'm safe after this, right? Let's go here. I think I'm safe. Yeah. Okay. Good game. Let's see if I was good at the end. After. Yeah. Okay. I thought so. So even after rook e2 here, I can just push. That's what I was thinking. And I get there before he does. So like rook d7, rook a8, a7. We got real problems now. d3. I mean, can't I just take, boom, over, and then boom, and trap the rook? One of a few ways to win. All right, good game. Let's play another one. I think I have time for one more. I got to run after that. All right, 3-2 game, a quick game. French. Damn it. Nobody's playing into it today. Let him get the isolated pawn. We're gonna attack this way. And now we can play against the isolated pawn. After all that. That was fun. I gotta think he's gonna try and make a play at h7. I'm just gonna leave this knight here. Against an Isolani like this, knight performs best on d5, but we'll see. Um, I mean, I could just, he doesn't have a dark square bishop. I could just play g6. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Without a dark square bishop, there are no threats. Now I'm threatening knight f4, and my queen is going to infiltrate on the dark squares here. And knight f4 isn't so much a threat on the queen and bishop as it is a threat on the queen and this pawn. Hmm. Is that still the case? Looks like it, huh? Let's do it. Now he can't take the bishop here, even though it threatens my queen, because this comes with check. So you had to be careful on that one. Now I think I can do it again. Like this. Right? Oh man, he gets that. Does he win a piece? Yeah, he won a piece. I didn't see that this is now unconnected with the knight. Okay. It's the best way to do this. I guess I could play this back and win this pawn. How does the material go after this? So I'm down two. Check. No. Okay. I have to come this way. And now I can't just take back. I guess I could do this. Threatening this pawn. Now, best move is for him to take. That's correct. And now I'm just gonna have to play this game. It is an awful end game. I should probably lose this game. I didn't play that well at all. I missed that I played too fast and I missed that knight here. Disconnected the rooks. Now it's just trying to get him to fall for some traps. Yep. Hmm. Here maybe? Nope. I wonder if yeah, I think that was just a blunder. So now I'm up a pawn, and that's why you keep playing in slightly worse positions. Is it better here? Is it better here to keep the knight on the board? Because I'm gonna have a bad pawn. So in other words, if I say I move the knight, say I move the knight to here. Actually, moving the knight to here looks good because then it looks like yeah, let's do that. I'm attacking this pawn and this bishop has to move. So it looks like I win this pawn. All right. Hmm. I feel like I come out fine here, right? If I just push, or if I do this. Now it's going to, because he moved back here, it's going to take him an extra move to attack this pawn. It's going to take him an extra 2 moves, actually, to attack this pawn. So, ah, gave that up. I can just play rook here. Hmm. I need to hurry up and move. I'm taking too long. It's probably bad. Okay. I'm going to move my knight here next. Threaten this pawn. So objectively, I should be better. Ah, missed that. All right. Still should be objectively better. And now I'm going to leave this pawn here. That way when the rook takes this pawn, it's protected. That's mate. That is checkmate. Played right into it. He had to come here. Good game. I think he had me at various points. All right. Good games, and I'll catch y'all soon.